based on your username or anything.
Right. But we're now underway, and look at the starting location. We're in Northeast Tyrol.
Yep, we are in the Lost Hills.
Well, look at this here. A small secret find in the very first cave, and it's the standard 10 rupees.
Well, we're already one screen into the game. We're already going to have to start blaming Fred for things? What's that?
Look at this. Another small secret behind the Armos Tetris. That's 2 out of the 4 small secrets out of the way.
Yeah, they've already got a bit of a path divergence here as Ampharos is deciding to go up the mountain ahead to get to Vanilla 5, whereas Ategenos is using the screen scroll trick to get to the far northeast corner.
Hey, that medium secret behind Vanilla Money making him 36 rupees. Not too bad.
Now, for people who might wonder why the old man takes forever to spawn there, it's because it's on a screen with levers, and the levers have to spawn first before the old man can take his turn.
Ategenos finds the first bonus cave of this match and goes ahead and picks up the blue candle. Considering he hasn't seen a blue candle shop yet, I don't disagree with this one. I think it's the right play, but given the amount of rupees already, maybe the Heart Container would have been a better choice, but that's one of those debates that's been hotly contested of late.
Yeah, the interesting thing about that is because the Elite 8 flags have the white sword item shuffled, hearts in the early game may or may not be as big of a deal because that white sword item could be something like the book where nobody's going to want to grab, or it could be something important like the bow or silver arrow. So it's going to depend. So getting up to 6 hearts may or may not be something that's a high priority depending on if we find out what the white sword item is early.
Well, we have discovered a large secret on Ategenos' side of the board, and it's worth 85 rupees, so it's a little bit below the 100 you normally see in Vanilla Zelda. But given that the medium secret is worth 36, it's pretty much a wash.
And Ampharos there getting run over by the Armos as he goes in to attempt to get to that large secret that we just saw on Ategenos' side. And speaking of secrets, the Moblins only have 1 hit point. So that is very nice, and we just discovered what the Armos item is. It is the same item it normally is, the Power Bracelet, just in a different location.
Yep, Power Bracelet, of course. There are 4 Power Bracelet locations in the entire land of Hyrule, and you never know, we might see levels behind those staircases. In fact, we've had a couple of seeds already in the tournament where there have been 3 Power Bracelet required levels, so you just never know. All right, so Double A has checked one of the Power Bracelet spots, but it's just a money-making game with 123 rupees, nothing doing there.
Yeah, another interesting thing of note is that Vanilla Level 2 was another bonus cave, so Ategenos now does have 4 hearts, which means he is going to have a 33% chance of acquiring whatever the white sword item may be.
I'll tell you what, the last time I did an Elite 8 flag seed, that white sword item was the white sword. I'm going to tell you something, TG. It better not be the white sword this time, or somebody's going to be called that.
Well, I've seen it be all kinds of things. I think my favorite one is, I forget which, I don't know if it was a race I was calling or a race I was watching, but the white sword item was the bow, and it was buried deep in Death Mountain, and someone had it, someone didn't have it, but people were missing. It was a crazy, crazy race.
That's the beauty of the Zelda Randomizer. You might see a very important item hidden deep into Hyrule, and you need to go well out of your way just to get that item. So we'll see if that comes into play for this particular seed. A potion shop discovery has been found by Ategenos.
AA now has discovered the first of the bonus caves. He, too, now has a candle. So both of them now do have the ability to create a conflagration all around Hyrule.
And both of them have found a lot of secrets early on. They're already rich in rupees. We've got 213 on Ategenos' side, and Double A's got 159. And he's found a blue candle shop, already got the blue candle, and we have discovered 77 rupees is the price.
Yeah, at this point, being about 5 minutes in, it's not worth resetting just to get the candle there, because, you know, if it was a little bit cheaper, it'd be easier, but not at 77 rupees.
Yeah, absolutely not. Both of them taking the candle early on ended up being the correct play in this situation.
Now we're going to have our second power bracelet location of the night be checked here, as Ategenos is trying to dodge the blue Tektites, or not opting to check the power bracelet spot. Did he forget he had it?
Maybe he did, and maybe he didn't. I guess we'll find out in due time, but he decided not to check that power bracelet spot, and I would have checked that spot. You just never know what's going to be there. It could be level 9 for all we know.
It could be. That is very, very interesting. We have our third bonus cave discovery, this one from AmazingAmpharos, and he is 2 up to 4 hearts.
The door repair penalty in this seed is 18 rupees, so a little bit less than the normal 20 penalty. And hey, we've got the Take Any Road discovery here on AA side, and yep, another bonus cave found by Ategenos. That's number 3 for him.
So interesting note there, Ategenos, Ampharos there, ending up in one of the power bracelet spots. Has he forgotten that he has the power bracelet? I think both of them have forgotten they've got the power bracelet here. This is extremely bizarre.
And did you notice that the Take Any Road led to the power bracelet location near the coast, Fred?
This is interesting. Oh, these Any Roads are not very good because they're all basically in the same area. There's the screen one right of start, the power bracelet screen next to start, the potion cave on the coast, and then the open cave to the left of the ladder item. But we do have another bonus cave here for Ampharos, as that puts him up to 5 hearts as well as Ategenos.
And a favorable spot. It's in the normal start position for Legend of Zelda 1. So that means that is the final bonus cave that has been discovered, and they're all in Eastern Hyrule. Amazing.
Yep, we've also got our first dungeon discovery, and we're going to be level 4 because we've got an early map, so that makes our job nice and easy.
Absolutely. I love seeing that map pick up. Again, I wouldn't have guessed that it would have been level 4 at that time, because, hey, who knows? Again, all of the rooms have been shuffled. Hey, at least there's no Triforce in the Triforce room.
True, we do finally have a bomb pickup there. They're going to be lying down in that Triforce room, so that's going to give our runners at least some sort of weaponry to play with. And we have another heart container here, so that's going to put Ampharos at 6 as well, meaning both of our runners now have a 100% chance of getting whatever the white sword item is.
Hopefully it's something good. We'll find out what that is later on. And there's the compass discovery on Ategenos' side.
Now, this is one of the things that can come into play here in the dungeon shuffles, because in addition to room shuffling, you are also going to see items dropping in the dungeons being shuffled. So right now, we are key blocked out of level 4 because we have no way of getting there, because none of the rooms we've seen so far have dropped a key.
That is correct. So both of them have to get out of Dodge and try some other level if they can find it.
The other thing I do want you guys to take note of there is Ampharos did attempt to burn those blue keys. And the candle, which deals 1 hit point of damage, did not kill them. So we have more powered up keys than you would normally see. What that means is that the boomerangs will no longer be killing the keys. The other side effect of that is because normally the keys are programmed with 0 HP, they are not programmed with a stun feature. So the boomerang against the keys will be completely useless.
Which means that the bananas here in this seed are going to be even less valuable than they already were. So, hey, we got a new level discovery here on Ategenos' side.
Yep, and we see some Landmolas there, so that means this is going to be a Wizrobe dungeon, and it looks to be level 2.
Oh, shoot, we've got the vertical shoot room here in level 2, and yeah, not a pleasant thing to have Wizrobes and pancakes in an easy level, so they're going to be looking for one item on the ground. Now, on the ground, it could be just lying there, ready to be picked up, or you may have to full clear a room to get that item, or one of the enemies might have it consumed in their belly and just go ahead and grab it.
Yeah, absolutely, and Ategenos there doing what I think is the correct option here, opting to nope on out of there because there be Wizrobes in that there dungeon.
Let's see if Ategenos buys any of the hints. Nope, out of there.
I mean, I don't blame him here. He's got 159 rupees. There are much more important things he would have to purchase. You know, wooden arrows, bait, potentially the blue ring. So there are much more important things to purchase than hints right now.
Blue ring is the standard 250 rupees, but take a look at the price of that magical sword, a very cheap 73 rupees. We'll see if that magical shield comes into play for either.
I do know that at that price, if Ampharos has the money, he will absolutely buy it. It is something he has talked about before.
Yeah, the good thing about the magical shield is it blocks Wizrobe attacks. It also blocks the Zola balls. I believe it also blocks the swords that Lionel will shoot. But you got to be careful, because if you get swallowed up by a like and you don't break out of it fast enough, you're going to lose that shield. Yeah, I corrected myself, Spirit Tsunami. I know I said magical sword. We're not at mags yet.
No, with the rate hearts are going in this seed, we might be fairly soon.
Gonna go ahead and pick up the wooden arrows Ategenos does. I agree with this play because, hey, you never know where silvers might be.
All right, Zakana. In theory, there is never a chance of being unable to beat the game because of item placement. The game goes through a bunch of things known as sanity checks. So basically, you can't have a push block staircase that has the recorder being guarded by a dig dogger. You can't have a push block staircase guarded by a goma that guards the bow, things of that nature. So the game goes through a bunch of sanity checks. If it gets to a point where because of item placements that a seed is unbeatable, something terribly horrible has happened.
And Ategenos has found a new level in the southwestern tip of Hyrule.
Now, the interesting thing that he could potentially do there is we saw Crimson Avix do this in a race. You see that left-hand door was a key block. And he could have potentially done a quick little screen scroll off the other side and then entered back to trick the game into unlocking the door for him. But he chose not to. And I don't necessarily disagree with that because he doesn't have a sword right now.
Double A could have purchased that meat for exactly the 88 rupees that he had, but chose not to. And Double A is about to discover that big 85 rupee secret that Ategenos picked up just a few moments ago.
Yeah, so the other thing about having a dungeon here in the bottom left corner is it's very, very difficult to get back to. Now, if it's going to be a dungeon that's going to have an item that we're going to have to come back in later, like for, say, a level 7, then it's going to make things very difficult. Just because of the location, there's not a whole lot of things around here. Speaking of dungeons, however, we do have another one over on Ategenos' side.
Well, look at this. A feat of strength is required to get to this level because it's behind the gravestone where normally the magical sword is. However, it's not the feat of strength that you're all expecting with the power bracelet. This is the one spot where a power bracelet is not required for feat of strength. And, a bomb upgrade purchase for Ategenos, and it's a big one. It's going to give him an extra 5 bombs.
Yep, and this is going to be level 5, confirmed by the hint we're seeing that Goma creeps along the coast.
Absolutely. So a really good purchase there for Ategenos. Less than 100 rupees you normally have for vanilla Zelda and giving you more bombs than you normally get. But that's all that Ategenos can do here in level 5. He's going to have to get on out of it. They still need to find the wooden sword.
They do, but you can see there over on Ampharos' side, he is taking the more traditional path through the Lost Woods, which is up left, down left, and that is going to bring him to the graveyard section as well.
Ooh, and behind vanilla level 6, we've got a penalty, so it's going to take Ategenos down to 28 rupees. And now the same level 5 has been discovered by Double A, and once Double A sees that bomb upgrade, I would imagine that he's going to go ahead and purchase it, and he's going to be happy about the results.
Well, he's going to be happy anyway because he has no bombs currently, so purchasing that bomb upgrade not only is going to refill him, but it's going to bring him up to lucky number 13.
84 rupees for 13 bomb satchel. You can't beat that deal. That's a really good price. By the way, the price of the bomb upgrades can be anywhere from 75 rupees to 125 rupees. So at 84 rupees, really, really good deal.
Yeah, the unfortunate part about this level 5 currently is that we are ladder blocked out of it.
Yeah, so a lot of these dungeons are blocked by who knows what. Not having the sword, not having keys, not having the ladder. So the 64,000 rupee question is, which level is going to be the first level that they are going to be able to excavate?
It's a very good question here, and we do have an early compass drop here, so we may not be ladder blocked after all. Oh, look at that! We have the Triforce immediately in the room to the north of AmazingAmpharos, but more importantly, Ategenos has the sword.
Yep, so it's near where the normal Armo statue item would be, right in that cave. So very good find there for Ategenos. We'll see if Double A is able to follow the same path and get the wooden sword himself.
So the only good thing for Ampharos here as he enters this NSU room with the Moldorms is he has a plethora of bombs to use to kill it. And he's going to go exploring a little bit deeper here into level 5 just to see what he can come up with, because he knows that the Triforce is easily obtainable.
There's the third of the 4 small 10 rupee secrets on Ategenos' side. So we just have one more of those left, as well as just one more of the large secrets left.
Yeah, very, very interesting start with all the early money in this seed. Another interesting thing to note, ropes are an enemy that usually have 1 hit point. Now, because of the nature of them charging, if they have more than 1 hit point, they become very, very obnoxious to kill. But luckily in this seed, they are normal ropes.
Ategenos opting not to buy any of the hints with just the 26 rupees he's got remaining. That would pretty much have wiped him out of his bankroll. So he's just going to move on and continue to explore Death Mountain.
Although I am a little disappointed he didn't take a trip down to Fraggle Rock.
Yeah, that's for sure.
But we do have a staircase here for Ampharos. Hopefully it's the item, not the passageway. Unfortunately, it is going to be the passageway. Now, we can't actually tell him what he's going to be looking for his other passageway room because, again, dungeon rooms are shuffled.
Yeah, what we do know is that he's going to have to find the third and final staircase.
And Ategenos has found yet another dungeon up here in Death Mountain.
It's a very dark blue dungeon, and 6 or 7 maybe? Maybe 4? No, it can't be 4. 6 or 7.
Well, it can't be 6 because Death Mountain is not on the coast, and we got the hint that Goma creeps along the coast, so this cannot be level 6.
Well, it very well could be level 7 then, because I didn't see the 4. Well, maybe it is level 8. Let's see. There's a passageway to the right. I don't know.
Is 7.
What is it?
The double doors going up. This is absolutely level 7.
Okay, so it was level 7. I saw that passageway. I'm like, oh, could there be another room? But no. So yeah, 7 it is.
So the big advantage that Ategenos has right now is he has access to the sword, whereas he can just excavate all of these rooms and dungeons by staying in them. Ampharos has to continually exit and leave the room because he needs to use the candle, which is only 1 use. And oh my gosh, Ategenos just got wall mastered.
Ooh, getting Laced there. Yikes.
And it's an interesting point we bring up that getting wall mastered is considered being laced, which in reality is kind of funny because laced is actually more famous for attempting to open a locked door with a bomb than actually getting wall mastered. Speaking of wall mastered, though, Ategenos getting wall mastered yet again and is all kinds of upset with himself over it.
Looks like there was nothing behind these staircases, or maybe he's just blocked because he is out of that part of level 5. He's going to go back to where the staircase had taken him previously. He's still looking for that other staircase that's got the item.
And with as much time as Ampharos has put into this dungeon, he wants that item to be something good. He's hoping to see the white sword, the red ring, silver arrows, the wand, something he can really make use out of. If it turns out to be something like one of the boomerangs, he's going to probably be very, very upset with how much time he spent delving through the dungeon here.
Yeah, but we'll see if it's worth his while. And I tell you what, I got to commend Double A here for excavating level 5 with just what he's got. So props to him. He's doing a great job. We'll see if it pays off, though. Oh, no! Ladder blocked!
That is all kinds of awful. And No, not quite, because he can still go up here unless he bomb left. If that's the case, that's the item room. Oh, wow. That's just... Ugh. Speaking of staircases and item rooms, we do have one here on Ategenos' side. It's going to lead us to the recorder.
So the very first time we have found here at level 7, it's the recorder. Ooh, good news for Double A. Is able to bomb the left. Hey, reverse C, so maybe, just maybe, but ooh, we've got ourselves a manhandler blocking reverse C. It's very well possible that the item could be behind reverse C if it's a pushable block.
Well, the way to tell is very simple. There are 3 reverse C rooms in the game. 2 of them are staircases without a drop. 1 of them is not a staircase with a drop. So by killing Manhandle, if there's a drop in the room, we know it's not a staircase.
He's going to have to be very careful with the bomb placements. Only has 6 bombs, so got to be really, really careful here. And now he's back to that river room where he was ladder blocked, so ladder not required in this level. You just got to do the workarounds now. He's got to get a good shot on Manhandler, but ooh, only gets 1 of the 4. Oh, almost. He's still got 1 part left, down to 1 heart. Needs to really nail this shot here. Can he do it?
It's going to be interesting. He's only got 4 bombs to play with.
Oh, Troll Handler just body double A. Tough luck.
And that's a very difficult room to play around with Manhandle in, because normally you're fighting Manhandle in large open rooms. With having that reverse C setup blocks there, it makes movement against the Manhandle very difficult, especially when Link himself cannot pass through the blocks, yet Manhandle can.
Boy, that's a very unfortunate break there for Double A. Does get the bombs that were just lying there to go back up to 7 bombs. I would imagine that Double A is going to give Reverse C another go. We'll see.
Well, he knows where it is. He knows it's not necessarily a hard enemy that's guarding the item there. And considering all the time he's put into finding the item, he absolutely is going to be... It's what one would consider being pot committed. Unfortunately, because of the nature of how the Triforce spawns, he's going to have to pick up the Triforce first and then go back into 5 if he wants the item.
You know, that's not necessarily the worst thing in the world, TG, because now Double A will be going back into that fight with full health.
True, and it's not like it's an overly difficult dungeon to delve through, because we have ropes, Gorillaz, and Stalfos in here. And this is a Wizrobe dungeon. One, I don't think you'd be delving through it in the first place without a sword, but it definitely does make things a little bit easier. And, well, there goes the full life, because the Gel decided he wanted himself a little piece of Zelda.
I guess opposites do really attract, huh?
Apparently. And we found yet another level over here for Ategenos.
I wonder what level this could possibly be. Now, this one could either be 1 or 8, based on the way it was shaping out. Unfortunately, he's ladder blocked.
And that is the nature of the shuffled dungeon rooms.
Yeah, if it normally level 1, if in fact is level 1, normally level 1 would not be ladder blocked, but with these shuffled rooms, all of the levels potentially could be ladder blocked. Ooh, Ategenos tried to play some money-making game, but ended up losing 20 rupees. Tough luck.
No, it can't all be, K-Mac, who every time he gambles gets plus 62 rupees.
Yeah, that was an amazing string of gambling luck on K-Mac's part. Played money-making game twice, won the 62 rupees both times, so that was incredible. Unfortunately, it did not end up winning that race against Jay Coper.
And now we're going to have another door repair charge here for Ategenos. It's going to put him down to a measly little 1 rupee, but 1 rupee is all he needs, because 1 silver arrow costs 1 rupee, and that's all you need to defeat the pig.
And we haven't seen a bomb shop yet, and it's been a long time since we've seen a really, really cheap bomb shop. Maybe that bomb shop will be 1 rupee bombs. That would be nice. Let's see what's behind Vanilla level 8. Just a potion shot, nothing doing there for Ategenos.
Yeah, I have to wonder at this point with AA here spending so much time delving through level 5 to get this. I'm not sure if this is a good thing or not. I mean, it's going to depend on what this item he gets here is, and going to get the first 3 petals on Manhandle. Unfortunately, not get the second on that second bomb here. Manhandle.
There we go.
There we go. And let's see what our reward is here.
All right, and I got to talk about something in just a moment. What is that item? Oh, it's a heart container.
Probably the worst item he could have found in that scenario. Definitely has to be very, very disappointed with getting a heart container.
I still don't think it's the worst item, but yeah, it's not good. Now we're on Ategenos' side of the board. It's our favorite dungeon palette.
We haven't learned to let it go yet.
I'm afraid not. So what level do we have here for Ategenos?
I'm going to go with one with big doggers in it.
Touche. Nice kill there. Oh, the book! The book is on the ground, so hey, you need the recorder in order to get the book and this seed, and I'm thinking this is level 1.
Nope, that's going to be level 2 more than likely. Yep, it's absolutely level 2 there, because the 4 across on the second row.
Then level 2 is not what we thought level 2 was.
Apparently not. Or I might have missed something. It could be level 1. I'm entirely wrong here. You know, it happens. It definitely happens. Oh, no, it's definitely level 1. That room confirms it. I apologize.
Yes, TGE. Come on. I'm the one that's trying to learn these level layouts here. You got to have more faith in me.
If I started having faith in you now, it would ruin my character.
Okay, I'll let this one slide, TGE. But yeah, the book is the item that's on the ground, and boy, what a way that you have to get the book. You need the recorder just to get in. Of course, nobody's going to pick up that book, and here's the reason why. Equipped with the magical wand, when you pick up the book, anytime that the zapper on your magical wand makes contact with an enemy, it bursts into flames. Now, while that can deal extra damage to your enemies, you can also... Oh, look at the other item here in level 1. This one's much better than the book. We've got ourselves an any key.
Now, that is going to make finding keys for the rest of the run something that Ategenos does not need to worry about. The any key, as its name implies, will open any door. And speaking of doors that need opening, there's that one right in front of AmazingAmpharos at level 9. Now, you saw him there. You saw him there up an A there in level 9. The reason he did that was simply to get a quick little refill on hearts.
Yep. And back to what I was saying about the book. Again, even though the extra firepower can be dealt on those enemies, you can touch the fire yourself and lose health yourself. Furthermore, it is much more difficult to do the wand sword trick on the Patra. So even though it looks more snazzy, it has more firepower, it's actually more of a hindrance to these players. And that's why they don't pick up the book.
Absolutely, and as we were, all getting all kersluggled over Ategenos finding the any key, Ampharos finally found the wooden sword about 25 minutes into the siege.
Yep, and both of them have one Triforce piece, and now we've got to go back to this level here that Ategenos is at.
And I'm going to go with that's more than likely level 6.
Yep, there's not 4 rooms, so yep, I got to agree with you. This is level 6.
Now, the other interesting thing to note here is you saw Ategenos use the candle in that room. Now, one of the interesting things about this sort of dimetappy colored background, which I think is supposed to mimic the Shadow Temple, is that a lot of the rooms will have that sort of already dark to them, especially if they're the complete black rooms. So you might see a candle not light up the room. That's because the room is already lit up.
Let's see if this staircase has the item. Nope, unfortunately, that's just a staircase that's going to lead Ategenos to another part of the level. And it looks like that Double A has found the location of the magical sword, according to what I'm hearing.
Yep, he did absolutely find it. Of course, he is nowhere close to attempting it. He only has 7 hearts. The minimum required hearts to get that, of course, is 10.
Yep, the standard deviation is a plus or minus 2 hearts. Normally you would need 12 hearts, so it could be as many as 14.
But now we're finally checking that power bracelet spot we missed all that time ago, and it's just a measly little 36 rupees.
It's better than losing 18 rupees, though.
I mean, you're not wrong. Now, this is an interesting trick you see Ampharos doing here, going to the fairy fountain and then opting to up A, because the game is going to continue healing you from fairy fountain until you are at full health. So if you can up A before you finish refilling, you'll get a free refill when you restart on the start screen.
That's a very clever trick that both of these players could be using, and I like it myself. Ooh, and we see that Double A finds himself. He is ladder blocked in that Dodongo room. Nothing doing. That might be level 8, perhaps.
Well, I'm pretty sure if it is level 8, we will not be able to convince our tech guru behind the scenes about that.
You're right about that. I'm going to have to sadly agree with you there, TGE.
All right, so again, we are getting another money-making game for AmazingAmpharos, referencing, of course, the Star Fox series, no items, Fox only.
I don't think I'd want to play Smash Brothers on those settings. I have enough problems playing Smash Brothers with the regular settings, the way it is. Because the AI cheats, as we all know. Because why? The game knows.
The game always knows.
Ain't that the truth, TGE? So now, continuing to excavate this dungeon here on Ategenos' side of the board again, level 6, going to be looking for that one item. We have found the staircase that leads to another part of the dungeon. He's looking for that other staircase, though. Hopefully there's something good there.
Let us hope that. Well, we know it can't be the book, so the only two quote-unquote bad items remaining, and I use the term bad loosely there because their usefulness gives diminishing returns the farther along in the game you find them, would be both the wooden and magical boomerangs, or Lord Banana and the inferior model, respectively.
I'd like to add something to the pot. The red candle could be something that they might dodge, given that we're now half an hour into the sea. That's another item with diminishing returns.
Genos will dodge it, Ampharos will 100% grab it.
That's good to know because, again, I've only seen AA play. This is the first time I've seen Ategenos play.
Ooh, look at that room there, directly to the south of the Triforce room in 6. A square island room, so that with traps in it. So that means if Ategenos wants to get this Triforce, he's going to have to bomb right here and hope he can go. Otherwise, he's going to be in a bit of a predicament there because he's going to have to go through and weather the storm on the stone traps before he can get to the Triforce.
And it looks like he wants no more of level 6 right now. He's out of there.
I mean, I can't blame him on that because he's still in desperate search of a ladder because the ladder is going to make things interesting. And we know the ladder can't be in level 8 based on what we've seen. And so there's at least that.
You know, speaking of ladders, we don't know what the ladder item on the coast is, but now we do know what the white sword item is. It's the magical wand.
That is gigantic there because that's going to increase Ategenos' attack power by double because the magic wand deals 2. It's also going to give him a permanent ranged attack, which is also very nice.
Again, back to that Patra trick, you could use that wooden sword with the magical wand to deal some extra damage to that Patra and get rid of it quick. A meat purchase on AA side of the board.
And so now we're going to see more rupees for a double. They're putting it up to an even 200, only 50 away from purchasing a nice new white dress for Princess Zelda.
Yeah, the white dress, of course, we're referring to is the blue ring, which would reduce the amount of damage that the players will be taking down to 1/2. Tell you what, though, TG, Ategenos is not in really good position to get that blue ring, so for him it could be red ring or a very adventurous level 9.
Well, it wouldn't be a delve through Hyrule without a very adventurous level 9, now would it?
I totally agree, and it's more fun for us announcers. And there's the magical wand pickup for AA, so both of them have that same attack power.
Now, something I want to point out as Ampharos here is about to come across level 6 on the coast, you'll notice that Ategenos there was just hitting some of those Tektites. And Tektites are a very interesting cat in the game, especially with the enemy HP shuffle, because as I mentioned earlier, the 0 HP enemies, Gels and Keys, don't have a stun mechanic locked into them for the boomerangs. Well, the Tektites do not have a knockback mechanic into them. So if they have more than their requisite HP, then instead of being knocked back like you would see some enemies like Gibdos or Likes, for example, they will actually teleport if their HP is higher than 1.
So I guess you could say that they're psychic type Tektites if they have more than 1 hit point.
I mean, in theory, yes. You could go with that. You could Pokemon go with that, as it were.
Oh, yuck. Well, we see the good news. The good news is that meat is very cheap at 42 rupees there near that lake. The bad news is, look at the price of bombs. 33 rupees for a set of 4. That's not what I wanted to see, TGE.
Well, the game knows you're looking for something else, so it gave you what you didn't want.
Exactly. What I was going to say before we see that magical wand, one thing we still don't know, TG, we still don't know what that ladder item on the coast is yet.
Well, we know what it's not. It's not the recorder, it's not the power bracelet, it's not the book, and it's not the wand.
Well, that's true. We gotta whittle it down somehow.
Yeah, well, we're getting there slowly but surely.
Now, we have Ategenos heading for vanilla level 1. Going to try to farm some bombs first off of these moblins, but no dice. And there is the hint. The old woman has a wand. That's the hint that I think we saw on double A side. I didn't see it, but evidently the chat did. So there's your confirmation in case there was any doubts.
Again, there's that room that I was mentioning for Ategenos earlier that Ampharos would have to traverse as well if he wants to get the Triforce. Now, it's very interesting to see that because neither one of them are opting to try their luck at it right now. Now, it's going to be interesting to see if Ampharos goes back and decides to see what he can get from the staircase that he opted to not take earlier.
I tell you, we're now 35 minutes into the seed and only one Triforce on both sides of the board. This is looking like a very trolly seed right now, which is good for us broadcasters, not so much fun for the racers.
Yeah, this is actually going to be one of those very interesting seeds because it's looking like it's going to be one of what you like to call a chain reaction seed, but in a different manner of speaking. It's going to be that one dungeon is going to have the item that's going to unlock everything else. Now, Ategenos, of course, already has the recorder, but right now the big thing we're looking for is there are at least 2 dungeons that are potentially ladder blocked here. So that is what I mean by a chain reaction. So the ladder is going to be that big key cog here.
That's absolutely right, and we're going to see where that ladder is because right now, anything goes at this point, and there's the level 9 discovery. So now both of these players know exactly where level 9 is, so they won't be hunting for it after they pick up that final Triforce piece. Well, it looks like, well, he's down to 1 case, because remember, AA has not discovered level 1, hence not discovered the magical key, so it's time to play some 3-door money, and not going to go in the direction of the Triforce at this time. He still wants that item, but ooh, another game of 3-door Monty for AA, and is this going to go to the right in hopes that the staircase is there, and maybe it's here.
Well, it's not definitely this one because this is the staircase he arrived in. So he's hoping that the head of the dragon is going to lead him somewhere. Unfortunately, it is not because he has ladder block. So depending on what this room and if he can bomb into that, he may just have to take the Triforce and run, unfortunately.
And given where the other items are, it's possible we may not be going back to level 6, at least on AA's mindset.
Yeah, that's very interesting because if the ladder is in one of those, 6 rooms there on the right side of the dragon, and it's an item that's, fairly important, it could be, having to come back in here could be a big old time sink.
That's right. AA did pick up another key, though, so could do some extra exploration if he so desired. Going to bomb his way to the left first. Ooh, the spiral staircase!
Oh, there it is!
Wow.
That's huge. Because remember, he was ladder blocked coming north in the room below here. This is a huge, huge find for him getting the item here. Hopefully it's something worth it and not, as we mentioned, one of those items that has diminishing returns.
Got to be careful not to get bodied by those blue gorillas. Ooh, get some fairies, though. That's going to help. Now we're going to find out what item it is. It's going to be the bow! Whoa!
Wow! That is gigantic. The only advantage that Ategenos still has here is he still has to go back into 6 to get the Triforce anyway, so he is going to go around and look for the item a second time, but they're getting the bow is huge.
And I do believe, if I remember correctly, or was that on just Ategenos' side, did they both purchase the wooden arrows, or was that just Ategenos?
I believe it was just Genos who has the wooden arrows.
Right, so now, if...
Oh, are you kidding me?
What happened?
Ladder blocked in the Triforce room from the Double River.
You've got to be bleeping me. That is insane. So if you want that Triforce, you need the ladder after all. That is total insanity, TDGE. My goodness gracious. A huge troll seed. My goodness. Wow.
Wow. That is absolutely insane. Level 6 treating both of these runners like they're internet trolls.
Yeah, this is a real test of both of their abilities. This is only the second level 8, or the Elite 8 flag that I've ever seen so far that I've done commentary for, but this one is proven to be a bear. This could be a 2-hour seed for all we know. Oh, and because AA has 255 rupees, AA is going to get that dress changed and increase his defense.
I think this now officially makes him Zelda with the good hair.
Ah, yes indeed. So that could help, because again, we don't know where the red ring is yet. For all we know, it could be a level 9. You know what, though? I'm going to call it right now. It's the ladder item on the coast. Because you know what the drill is, TGE. Anytime you buy that blue ring, that red ring is sure to follow quickly.
Well, right, yeah, but of course we don't have the ladder, so it can follow quickly all at once. We just have no way of getting it.
True. We'll see where it is, though. But then again, it's probably where it normally is, level 9.
Yeah, the big thing for Ampharos here is he's now going to be stumbling across level 1 here on the coast. But first, we're going to finally find out what that item is. It's the red candle on the coast.
Red candle, so it was red, but not the red item I was hoping for. So while we were having that little discussion, Ategenos just completed level 3 in one fell swoop. The Triforce has been picked up, and the item in level 3, the all-important ladder, and this could turn this race around right here.
That was the item in level 2, not the item in level 3. We're getting ourselves all confused here. It's Elite 8. You know, it's a Tuesday night. Everything's going crazy. But we're live, people!
Yep, blame Tuesdays indeed. All right, so it's level 2, the Triforce that was picked up, and the ladder is in level 2. And yeah, that ladder is on the ground because there's no staircase in level 2. That much I do know.
Yep. Now, because we are in the southwest corner, we are now in level 3, or as Jam has marked on the map, level 10.
Not anymore. He's finally come to his senses. We've got level 3 on the southwest corner of Hyrule.
All right, there we go. And we have a Gibdo dungeon here, which is, you know, a nice change of pace from the Wizrobes that were guarding the wooden planks that are the ladder.
Yeah, both are in a not a Wizrobe dungeon. I'm seeing so many Wizrobes, they're embedded in my mind, TGE. It's a Gibdo Darknut set and some Pole's voices.
You know, you'd think with the Gibdo dungeon you can get things a little bit more under wraps.
Oh, good one.
Yep. So, Ampharos there, finding the Triforce out of level 1, but he's absolutely going to go back in. If for nothing else to get items, he's going to be happy with one and disappointed with the other.
Well, keep in mind, though, TGE, Double A does not have the recorder, so he's not going to be able to get that second item out of level 1, and this could be a conundrum later on, potentially. He is going to discover the magical key, but little does he know that other item, which he has no access to, is going to be that book.
Yeah, he's not going to be too upset to find that he's recorder blocked from the book. And speaking of upset to find, Ategenos is very upset to find the item in level 3 is the inferior model.
And given that we're 42 minutes into the seed, no business picking up the inferior model, so he's going to pass it up, rightly so.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we're just going to be stabbing the bunnies with our magic wand here, which is a bit of a change of pace for the bunnies, because normally they're the ones being pulled out of the hat.
Yep, and unfortunately, because they don't have the bow or the arrow, of course, Ategenos has the arrow. I went back into that staircase again.
He had to, because where he got the clock, he couldn't actually reach the Pole's voice to stab it because the beams from the wand won't actually kill it. So he had no way of reaching it. He had to go back in to reset the Pole's voice.
Boy, all sorts of trolls here. And oh shoot! Wait a second. Wait a minute. The oh shoot room's here in level 3, Fred. As was the corridor staircase.
Well, to be fair, there are 6 corridor staircases throughout the game, so the chances of one ending up in level 3, it's, you know, highly probable. I mean, not as probable as a diamond stair, with there being 14 and all. I know I said 13 earlier. I've been corrected. There are actually 14. But with 6 corridor staircases, it's a fairly decent chance.
Okay, I'll let that one slide. But speaking of sliding, we've got a Triforce pickup here for Ategenos. That's his third one.
Apparently, Ategenos looking to go natural percent here, as the first 3 Triforces he picked up are 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah, he's trying to do the natural cycle here, 1 through 8. And there is that magical key discovery for Double A. Going to be really happy about that. And hey, for once, they're going to pick up the magical key with very few keys. It's not like they're going to pick it up with already 13 keys on their side of the board.
Yeah, it's very interesting to take a look at that, because as you mentioned, normally the magic key makes its presence known when both runners have their double-digit keys, so it's kind of a moot point there. But again, Ategenos going for natural progression here as we are back in level 4.
Right now, we don't know what the item in level 4 is. He's going to go ahead and use this recorder on the Dig Dogger because I believe this is a drop room, if I'm not mistaken.
It can be, depending. I'm not sure why he used the recorder there, because he has the compass, so he knows where the Triforce is. Just a matter of trying to find the item here in level 4,
Yeah,
which we know is going to be in a staircase.
That's correct. We can hear you.
All right, we have another heart container find there for Ampharos as he finally gets the bonus cave on level 2.
Yep, just needs one more heart for a chance at the magical sword and to quadruple that sword attack power.
Yep. And he does, in fact, know where Mags is located, so he can get a chance to go and take a chance at it once he gets a minimum of 10 hearts.
That's right. Right now, though, we've got Ategenos still looking for that item. It's become very elusive here in level 4. Going to try the right side, but has to full clear this room again.
But thankfully, it's only 3 orange Koreas who aren't too bad, especially having access to the wand here.
And not only that, he got some more bombs to top out at 13 again, so not a bad play. And there's the Triforce all by itself, still again looking for that item in level 4. Still have not found the staircase.
Yep, so Ampharos here has made his way out of level 1 now, and Genos has finally found a double block room, which, based on process of elimination after the full clear level 4, this is going to be the item room.
Yep, normally the double block room, of course, in vanilla Zelda 1. But let's see what's behind that staircase. We've got ourselves the White Sword!
Woohoo! That is a huge, huge find for Ategenos, although I do want to point something out real quick, that's the room that's normally in its location level 4. That's normally where the double block room is. Fred?
And now, based on what we know, TGE, there's now a 50-50 chance that the silver arrows could be in level 9. We could have ourselves a wild goose chase, and this could play into Double A's process in terms of both Double A and, well, not Ategenos, because still needs the Triforce on level 6, but Double A's process again going back to level 1, taking the gamble.
Yeah, the other thing that we know actually is that it's actually not a 50% chance because the raft is still missing. So the raft has to be in level 8, means there are only 3 spots left for items. Those items being the Lord Banana, the silver arrows, and I can't remember the third off the top of my head here, but yeah, so there's a 66% chance actually that these silvers are in level 9.
Yeah, that is correct indeed. Yeah, red ring is one of the items.
That's the third one.
Yep, Lord Banana. Yep, Lord Banana is one. Yeah, Raft, of course. I've got Raft as level 8. So yeah, it's Lord Banana, red ring, silver arrows, which means Lord Banana is going to be the other item in level 8. Because let's face it, it's going to be the traditional level 9.
The big thing for Genos here is he is back in level 6, and most importantly, he has the ladder, which we know is required to get the Triforce out of that double river room.
So that is going to give Ategenos here an advantage over double A. And there's the ladder pickup in that shoot room for double A. So now he can go back into level 6.
And the one good thing about this seed so far is, with as scarce as firepower has been here for the most part of this seed, we've only had one Wizrobe dungeon to deal with, and that's been level 2. Of course, level 9 will be Wizrobes as well, but only having the minimum required Wizrobe dungeons, definitely one of the only few good things about this seed.
Yeah, no doubt about it. For those who don't know, there has to be a set number of enemy sets in the randomizer. There has to be at least 2 Gorilla sets, there has to be at least 2 Darknut Gibdos sets, and there has to be at least 1 Wizrobe set before level 9. There can also be there's also 3 levels left to go, which means any combination of those 3 enemy sets can be found in those remaining 3 levels. Could be 3 Wizrobe sets, could be 3 Gorilla sets, could be a combination of the 3, could be 1-1-1.
Now, to be fair, we've only seen 2 rooms out of level 8, so level 8 could technically still be Wizrobes, but we'll cross that dungeon when we get to it.
Absolutely right. And there's the Triforce pickup on level 2 for double A. That's 3 Triforce pieces.
Yeah, so 3 Triforce pieces for Ampharos, 4 Triforce pieces for Genos, and oh yeah, we're 51 minutes into the race. Welcome to Zelda Randomizer, everybody.
Yeah, absolutely right. So we're going to find out how long this seed is going to be, because level 9, of course, being the great equalizer, as it's been a lot of time so far in this tournament, we could be in for a very long level 9, especially if they're going on a hunt for silver arrows.
Okay, so as I mentioned, we are about 51 minutes in, and it's about that time where we get everybody's favorite moment here in the game, the item recap. So here we go. Please check off your boxes at home if you were playing along. The book and the magical key were in level 1. The all-important ladder was in level 2. The inferior model boomerang, that's the magical boomerang, is in level 3. The white sword was hiding in level 4. The heart container was the item in level 5. The all-important bow was in level 6. The recorder was in level 7. The raft, we know, is in level 8 by process of elimination. The red candle is the ladder item. The Armos item was the power bracelet. And the white sword item was the wand. So that means of the 3 items remaining, Lord Banana, the silver arrows, and the red ring, 2 of those are in level 9. Now, I know this is just me, and I like my Schadenfreude. I want the silver arrows to be in 9, but again, that's just me.
Same thing. I think they're going to be in level 9. Right now, though, the bow has been picked up by Ategenos, so because he's got the wooden arrows, he can dispose of those pole voices rather quickly, because 1 arrow, 1 hit, 1 kill.
Well, they had to do that because in the Japanese game, you actually had a microphone on the controller, and you actually had to scream into the microphone to kill the pole's voice.
That is a very interesting device indeed. I'd have loved to have tried that.
I just have 3 ropes to kill there for Genos, and that is going to be his 5th Triforce of the match, the Triforce from level 6.
And now Double A knows exactly where he needs to go to pick up the Triforce here in level 3. He's going to skip it, but he's going to be real upset to find out what the item is going to be in just a couple of rooms.
So now we are finally going to get a chance to see what is lying underneath here in level 8 as we're making our first real exploration into it, courtesy of Ategenos.
I see some gels here. There very well could be Wizrobes in this dungeon. Nope, Darknuts. So, close call there on Ategenos' side.
Yep, and again, we know that one of the 2 items here is, in fact, the raft. I believe, well, Genos doesn't know that for sure because he hasn't delved into level 5, but he is going to be looking for both items here just because, again, it's a dungeon with 2 items. 2 items better than 1 item, yada, 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 whole 9 yards.
Yep, again, but unlike level 1, it's going to be behind 2 staircases, and again, just 3 items left that we know about. Well, one of them is definitely going to be the raft. We're going to find out what that second item is going to be for sure, because, again, they're still looking for silver arrows.
Yep, but that is the discovery of the unfortunate news for Ategenos and for Ampharos. Meanwhile, there's your first one of the day for those who are counting at home. Ategenos face-palming himself after the mini triple Digdogger decides Digdogger dislikes pink tunics.
Oh, pink tunics? Well, I thought it was purple, but maybe with the maybe it is pink, or maybe the Digdogger's colorblind. Who knows?
Well, either way. We're going to continue on here in our explorations through level 8, the Lion, as AmazingAmpharos has got his 4th Triforce of the match, the Triforce from level 3.
Yes, indeed, and now we've got a lot of blue dark nuts here on Ategenos' side of the board here on, again, level 8, looking for both items. Ooh, down to 1 heart after getting bodied by that one. Again, remember, no ring for Ategenos.
And Ampharos now is going to make another more reasonable assault here on level 4. He now, of course, has the ladder, which he needs to traverse farther into the snake. And speaking of traversing farther in, we know that Genos is going to have to traverse farther into level 8 to get that Triforce, because we've got a compass discovery.
Sorry, I'm dead. What the heck reference is that, TG? Ooh, speaking of dead, the Pole's voices, I guess Ategenos got too close to the bunnies, wanted to pet them, and just got bitten.
Well, bunnies are cute. Just make sure if you're going to go pet them, you have carrots first.
Absolutely right. Now, I'm telling you, right now, we've got AA exploring level 4. We know that the item in level 4 is the white sword. He's got 10 hearts. That's enough to find magical sword. I'm telling you, I'm calling it right now. He's going to pick up that white sword, and moments later, he's going to have enough hearts, going to pick up the mags. Because that's just how Randomizer works.
Yeah, it is, but, he's never going to be upset. I've talked to a bunch of Randomizer players, and they've all said the same thing. If buying blue ring unlocked red ring, I do it every time. If having 10 keys unlocked magical key, I do it every time. If picking up white sword unlocked magical sword, I do it every time.
Yeah, absolutely right. Because right now, health is definitely, there's a big difference between both sides. That's just 7 hearts for Ategenos, 10 hearts for AA. So health could very well be a factor going into level 9, especially if Ategenos goes in first. We could see that Great Equalizer come into play. What do we have for Ampharos?
We are at him having 4 Triforces and delving into level 4 right now. Have you not been paying attention this whole time?
No.
And we are now going to be going through and getting the white sword potentially for Ampharos there. Now, interesting thing of note here, and there's, of course, the raft from Genos on on the level 8 side of things. You saw the path through the tea room there. We see a lot of our players ladder clipping, and of course Ampharos doesn't do that. So one thing of note is a tea room like that will never be the only way to access something north to south, because ladder clipping is not something that the game quote-unquote intends you to do.
Yeah, that is for sure.
But here is the white sword now for Ampharos, which, as we mentioned earlier, is going to double his attack power.
That's right, so you would only need to get 8 hits on Ganon if that's the sword he goes into level 9 with. But again, he has a 20% chance of picking up the magical sword when he gets back to Magical Sword Cave.
All right, but now we're going to have the Triforce pick up here for Ampharos, and that is going to put us in a virtual dead heat when it comes to Triforces. It's going to be 5 Triforces for each player. Ampharos has the first 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5, whereas Genos has 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6.
Right now, level 8 is proving to be a dandy for Ategenos here, so this could allow, well, we'll see, because again, it depends on what path AA takes when he gets to level 8.
Yeah, it is very interesting, although first things first, Ampharos is going to go back down to the coast and make his way up to that double river room in level 6 because he knows exactly where he has to go.
Yeah, absolutely, and I don't disagree with this play. Get that Triforce here and then just move on to either level 7 or level 8.
Yep, now a very interesting thing that chat has been pointing out, which I didn't notice until they did, is Genos being very, very conservative on the rupee count here. He may be considering purchasing a blue ring because he only has 8 hearts to play with.
I would certainly be doing that, and that is a very smart strategy. So if he finds that blue ring shop, he can spend the money and double his defense as well. And again, considering he only has 8 hearts, I definitely would agree with this move.
Now, the one good thing, of course, for Ampharos is he already knows where he's going. He just has to come in, kill all the dungeon enemies that are in his path, get the Triforce here out of 6, and that's going to put him in a quote-unquote lead when it comes to Triforce pieces.
Ooh, a troll double block room there for Ategenos that does not have the staircase.
Yeah, when it comes to double block rooms, there are a total of a lot of them in the game.
Oh! We have found out what the second item is in level 8. Lord Banana, I've called the shot yet again. Just call me Babe Ruth. Silver Arrows and Red Ring combo again in level 9, so defense matters.
I ain't calling you Babe anything. But as we did discover that, Ampharos did get the Triforce out of level 6, and Ategenos obviously getting the Triforce out of level 8. So we're going to see a little bit of a high five there as Ampharos is heading on to level 8.
And for those who may have just joined us, that means we now know that the items in level 9 are going to be the Silver Arrows and the Red Ring, just like the normal Legend of Zelda quest.
Yes, and as I was saying before Lord Banana made his triumphant appearance, of the double block rooms, there are a total of 11 of them in the game, but only 4 of them contain staircases.
That is right. So now, there's that blue ring shop, and let's see if he goes ahead. Yes, he does. Goes ahead and buys that blue ring. That's going to double his defense, so they're both going to have blue ring going into level 9. But the question is, will either one of these players, particularly on double A side, go into level 9 with the magical sword? Because if double A goes into level 9 with that magical sword, that is going to be a huge advantage.
Yeah, well, again, as you mentioned, with the difference in attack power of the swords, it can always be an advantage. But then again, technical play can also be a huge advantage going into level 9 here, because someone could just take the right staircase at the right time, and getting lucky is just as important as playing good.
Yep, absolutely right, and that's one of the many reasons we call level 9 the great equalizer. It's all down to luck. You could have a 15-minute lead going into level 9, but if you take the wrong pass, your opponent takes the right pass, you end up losing the race. It's simple as that.
Yeah, absolutely. And the thing for Genos here is he still has to take a look here in level 5 for the item. We know it's the heart container because of Ampharos, but he does not. He is hoping and praying that the item here in level 5 is the Silver Arrows, not the heart container that he's going to run into.
However, it is going to do one thing for Ategenos here. When he does find that heart container, if he does decide to pick it up, I would still pick it up if I was him, considering the amount of health he's got. That would, too, give him a chance at the magical sword. Hey, there's that redundancy sentence again for where Death Mountain is. On Death Mountain is an entrance to death. I always love that clue. That's my favorite one, when it's at Death Mountain. There's the raft pickup for double A. And now that we know that the silver arrows are in level 9, remember that Double A still has not discovered one of the items in level 1. Now, we see that level 1 is way on the east side of Hyrule, and level 9 is in Death Mountain. What do you think is going to be on Double A's mind after he completes level 7?
Go back to 1, play the recorder, hope and pray that it's not the book.
So you think he's going to take the conservative route and not take that gamble that silver arrows are in level 9?
If it was a dungeon like 5 or like 6 or 8, or 6 or 7, long dungeons with one item, he probably wouldn't take the gamble. But, it being level 1, it's a quick whistle away, and he pretty much knows where it is because he's already delved through the rest of the dungeon. So knowing where it is and knowing where to go, it's fairly easy to pick up that, yeah, he would be going back to 1.
Yeah, probably a good call here, but again, we'll see what he does. Double A picked up the heart container up to 11 hearts now, now has a 40% chance to pick up the magical sword if he goes back to it. Yeah, but here's that manhandle room where we're going to find that heart container. Nice shot there for Ategenos there.
Absolutely beautiful kill on that manhandle. Unfortunately, sees the heart container. We just get a little head shake from Ategenos, just very upset with the fact that he now knows he has to delve through level 9 to get the silver to kill the beast.
Yeah, we've seen silver arrows being level 9 a lot, and we've seen silver arrows in level 9 decide races.
Yep. Now, at this point, while we have continuing delving through levels 8 and 5, respectively, the big thing that both runners are now going to be looking for when they enter level 9 is going to be the hint that says the silver to kill the beast. Now, that's going to give a quadrant location as to where the silver arrows are. It's either going to be northeast, northwest, southeast, or southwest part of the skull. So finding that hint is huge because it narrows significantly where they have to search, because level 9 has 58 rooms, and it's going to be hard to search through all of that as opposed to just searching through a certain quadrant.
But don't forget, TGE, there's always that chance that hint could be replaced by a community hint, and if that's the case, they're going to be out of luck.
Oh, absolutely. But, it's still of all the hints, that's the one they're hoping to see the most right now, with the silver arrows still being MIA.
Oh, most certainly, TG. That is the hint they're definitely going to hope that they're able to find. Now, there's 3 other hints, 2 old men, and a total of 3 other hints. And there is that Lore Banana discovery on Double A's side, and we're an hour, 7 minutes of the seed. There's no way he's picking that up.
Oh, absolutely not.
The other 3 hints that are potentially found is the location of Zelda. Ooh, the other bomb upgrade, but unfortunately for Ategenos, not enough money.
Ampharos does have enough money if he stumbles across level 7 here.
Oh, most definitely. So now, again, the 3 other hints that we might find is the location of Zelda, the location of Ganon, and what enemy is guarding the compass. Now, that's what they're going to be looking for in level 9.
We also have a bait block there in level 7. Not necessarily a required bait block, but it always is interesting when you have to feed meat to the skeletons or the Stalfos, because we all know people need meat on their bones.
Well, we're going to see if there is a bombable passage to the north in this Wallmaster room, or perhaps that bait block room. And who knows, maybe bait is required for the seed. Now, at 144 rupees, let's see what Double A is going to do. Because he's going to go ahead and purchase the wooden arrows. I don't blame him.
No, absolutely not. He absolutely needs to purchase those at this point, just in case there's a Goma blocking his way. And hey, it looks like our progress was halted by the Hungy Stalfos.
Ooh, so Double A not purchasing the bait is going to find out the sad news that in order to continue on level 7, you're going to need to purchase that bait. Wow.
And I know the chat has told us to cut it out, but bait block in level 7?
Mr. Coughlin? Got some explaining to do.
We do have all the bombs being required here for level 7 right now. And, we might have a potential bow block as well here.
So we may have a double block here in level 7, potentially, but we see the corridor staircase here in level 7. Perhaps the item is here.
But we already know that the item in 7 is the recorder from way back when, so this is just going to progress us farther into the dungeon without having to potentially shoot the arrow at the eye of the blue ghost.
Well, that's right. It's double A that needs the recorder. Yes, how silly of me.
Yeah, so the big thing for AA right now is he does not know where level 7 is hiding.
Ooh, and that's going to cost them some time off the clock. They both need the Triforce in level 7, so this is really going to give an advantage to Ategenos here. So we've now discovered the price of potions. 44 for a blue potion, 82 for a red potion. I'm going to go ahead and buy the blue Kool-Aid, or the Pepsi as some people would like to call it. But little does he know, he needed to save that money.
Yeah, absolutely. This is going to be a huge factor here with bait being a required thing here in level 7. So very, very interesting seed we've had so far tonight. None of the usual craziness that we would expect from a seed. No power bracelet required, no raft required, no recorder required, but all kinds of other strange and crazy things. A couple of massive ladder blocks. We now have a bait block. So this is basically everything we want to see, all these crazy blocks, but turned upside down.
And TGE, I have some bad news for you. 11 hearts, not enough for Mags.
How is that bad news for me? That just means we get to see more struggling through Ganon. I'm okay with this.
Well, I know you're okay with it, but I just said bad news in general.
Oh, fair enough. And we do have the final Triforce get there for Ategenos there in level 7, so he is now going to make his way to level 9 to try his luck in the skull.
Okay, I do stand corrected, and I guess I didn't see this on AA side. AA does have some bait, so he's not going to have that problem level 7. What he does have a problem is no more rupees left on his side of the board.
Well, thankfully, we don't have to worry about that anymore because there's a 10 rupee secret.
There you go. But the problem that he does have right now is, again, he still does not know the location of level 7, and there's another potion shop. And again, showing that letter a little bit early, I mean, I don't blame AA for showing the letter going before level 7. That's your last dungeon before level 9. But in his case, it's going to cost him some more seconds.
Genos here opting to check the magical sword, and getting the head shake, he is all kinds of disappointed with the fact that he needs at least 12 to get that magical sword.
Now, considering that AA still has one more dungeon to discover, we'll see if he makes one final attempt at Mags before going to level 9 after completing level 7.
It depends. Considering how close level 7 is to the magical sword, in theory, he has to walk all the way around it. Because technically they are one screen apart, just the magical sword being to the right of level 7. There's just a whole mountain in the way, so it depends, because 9 is going to be on the way back from 7 to the magical sword. First staircase Genos finds in level 9, we got some red ring action.
Boy, what a tremendous discovery there. That's going to increase his defense one more time. It's redoubled, so the amount of damage he's going to take now down to 1/4. And look at that. The easiest red ring you'll ever find. I'm glad it was the red ring, not the silver arrows. I want to see a very long level 9.
And I thought I was the masochist in the room.
We both are, I think, in terms of this seed. I think your little bit of Schadenfreude's rubbed off on me.
Well, that's what happens when you work with the same broadcast partner over and over. Tendencies tend to bleed over.
Another diamond staircase and not enough rupees for AA. Still only 11 rupees. This time, not the silver arrows, and he's not going to explore this one, so he's just going to try another path.
Yeah, at this point, looking for silver arrows, he wants to stay on this right side and get that out of the way as quick as possible. Only if he has no other choice, probably, as we're going to say, or he just wanted to get that last room down, one of the two. And Wizrobes not cooperating, because block clipping with Wizrobes is never fun.
Yeah, those Wizrobes playing the Kembe Matumbo there, just knocking them back, trying to do that clip, but is able to get through it. And, ooh, this could be a troll passageway. Nope, able to bomb down.
Great. Now I can't get the picture of a Wizrobe out of my head just with a long, gangly finger coming out of the robe going, no, 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 no!
And a big smile on their faces, too.
Oh, absolutely. For those who don't know who we're referring to, Dikembe Mutombo is a basketball player, a very tall basketball player, famous for every time he would block a shot, stick his finger out, wiggle it back and forth, and just go, no, 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 to people.
Yep, I remember that good old Geico commercial. And yeah, he was definitely a great basketball player of our generation, that's for sure, no doubt about it. But back to the race here. Two things that Ategenos is going to be looking for. One is the Roar of Ganon. The Roar of Ganon, if he hears it, that means Ganon is a room adjacent to where he is, north, south, east, or west. The other thing he's going to be looking for, in addition to, of course, the silver arrows, is going to be a room that has just a single shutter door. If he defeats all the enemies in that room and that shutter door does not open, he has found the location of Zelda.
So speaking of finding locations of things, Ampharos has found the location of the Triforce. Now, he knows that he has a 50-50 chance. He actually knows the recorder has to be in here because he knows all the other remaining items. So he knows the recorder is in here. So now it's going to be a case of whether or not he wants to take the gamble of going to level 9 without checking 1 or going back into 7. He's choosing to go back into 7. We know it's the wrong choice, but I can see where he would be doing it.
TGE, you might have forgotten this, but remember, he still does not know what the second item in level 1 is because, again, he's recorder blocked out of it. For all he knows, he may think silver arrows.
Right, which is why he's going back in here, because he knows the recorder is the item in 7. He just doesn't know what that second item in 1 is. That's why he's going back in.
Definitely, yep. It's the right call in his mind, and yeah, I don't blame him for going back. He's got to go back and in hopes. Ooh, troll double block room. Those blocks don't push. But guess what? He has found Zelda. That is one piece of good news for Ategenos here.
Bad news, he's on 1 heart.
And even more bad news, he's down to 3 bombs. Got to be careful here. Oh, we've got a Patra here. Watch out.
Patra, never fun, especially in a room like this one, the island room.
Yeah, that's going to definitely affect your maneuverability. Ooh, trying to do it on 1 heart. Now, he's only going to lose a half a heart I hit, but he's got to be careful still. Nice fight, but only gets a key that he doesn't need.
It was a beautiful fight, though, there on 1 heart.
Oh, absolutely, I agree with that. He's going to go on up an A and give it another shot, take another path.
And now the big thing for Ampharos here is, of course, going to be locating the recorder. We know it's in the first half of the dungeon because Genos got it fairly early. He's looking in the wrong part right now.
And that's going to cost him time, and little does he know, he is way behind right now because Ategenos still has to find, now he still has to find Silver Arrow, but he's already found Zelda. He just needs to find Ganon and the Silver Arrows. Perhaps they could be behind this spiral staircase here, but it's guarded by Wizrobes.
Opting to try and tank his way through and does manage to get it, but he's on a very, very slim sliver of life here left. So he's going to be very careful here in the underground, making sure the keys don't make him their new puppet.
Yeah, absolutely, and nothing doing. And now another potential troll staircase. We'll see if he's able to bomb. He's down to 2 bombs. Got to be careful here. Bombs to the north, not a dead end. He goes north. And maybe this is the staircase that has the silver arrows, if it is a staircase.
A huge bit of good news there for Genos as he is able to kill the Vyres with the wand and get the drops out of them so they don't split into their red keys halves.
Unfortunately, this looks like a dead end because he bombs all 3 sides, nothing doing, and the blocks don't push.
So we have Ampharos making his way deep into the tip of the nose area on the demon here in level 7. Again, unfortunately, going the wrong way. He needs to go back down to the chin section.
Genos able to get some lucky bombs off that orange Wizrobe. Now has 4 bombs left to go. More Wizrobe encounters. He's out of there.
So the big thing with staircases in level 9 is there are a total of 14 staircases, 6 of which will connect to another staircase, and the other 2, of course, will have the items. We've already seen one of them, the red ring. We are now looking for that staircase, that mysterious other unconnected staircase, which is going to lead to the ultimate prize, the silver arrows.
And the way so far this level 9 is shaping up, it's looking like a potential magical staircase may need to be found to get to that staircase, and who knows, maybe it's multiple magical staircases.
Well, that would be the ultimate in troll chain reactions.
Absolutely. But he's going to check this double block room first. Nope, that ain't it. Hopefully Genos is taking good notes here on this level 9. He's been through a lot of it already.
Yes, but unfortunately, unable to bomb to the left here in this Patra room, and with all the lag from all the sprites on the screen, the Patras and the fireballs, opts to just head right and not bother partaking in Hyrule's favorite pastime, Patricide.
And again, finds another staircase, but again, not the staircase he's looking for, and down to 1 heart. Ooh, these blue land molas. Nice kill, though.
Ampharos finally has managed to bomb right here in level 7, which will take him on the path he needs to get the recorder.
Genos is going to clean these plate of 5 pancakes. Nope, he's going to leave them behind. He's full.
If they just were not wanting to cooperate here, and the big thing Genos is looking for right now is not a Wizrobe beam to the face.
Ooh, that's a painful death, so he's going to have to try level 9 again.
Again, for those of you wondering what Ampharos here is taking all this time to get the recorder for, is the secondary item in level 1 is recorder blocked by a Dig Dogger. Ampharos is taking the gamble that he needs the recorder, hoping and praying that that second item in level 1 is the silver arrows. Unfortunately, it's the book.
Yep, so now I'll tell you one thing. It's not going to take him long to go back into level 1 and get that book. Well, he's not going to grab the book, obviously, but he's going to discover the book. Then he'll go back to level 9. And I'm going to tell you what. AA is still in this race because this has been a really trolly level 9. Still not finding the silver arrows. And if AA somehow finds those silver arrows really quickly, he's in it.
It's always very, very interesting to see what happens here, especially when you go into level 9 with such a huge lead and can potentially have it snuffed right up from underneath you because someone else just got lucky and made a really good turn.
And there is that book discovery from AA. Not going to pick it up. The right move, of course. We're now 82 minutes into this race. Now, I wonder, I don't have the volume up on Genos' side very loud, but I wonder if he knows where Ganon is.
He doesn't, but he does in fact know where the silver arrows are finally. That is the second piece of the puzzle that we need to find, and more importantly, the one needed to finally end the game and kill Ganon.
And yep, a magical staircase was required to get those silver arrows, so it's looking like time is running out for AA.
Not to mention the fact that they're all the way up in the very, very far northwest corner of the skull. You can't get farther away than that.
Yeah, not at all. So you have the early red ring fine, but yeah, you got to go a long ways to get the silver arrow. I wouldn't have wanted it any other way. So all he's got to do is find Ganon. Now the big question here is he staircase, magical staircase? We'll find out.
Oh, we have got a Ganon hearing sighting there.
And I think he may have found him, and yes, he has. Ganon right here in the single river room.
Yeah, not the worst item, or not the worst location you could have found, but the big thing Genos is going to have to be careful of here is he only has a heart and a half. Now, Genos is skilled enough here to absolutely take care of Ganon without dying here. It's just a matter of if Ganon decides he wants to spawn right on top of him. Speaking of finding things, we have Ampharos finding the red ring very early and getting the final dress upgrade to Zelda's wardrobe.
Stun lock, though, on Genos' side, and he's able to dispatch of Ganon with 1 heart left to spare. And I tell you what, that was a close fight. If he would have been Hyrule Driver right there, he would have lost that fight, would have had to do it again. Now all he has to do is to make a beeline to Zelda's room again. He knows where it is. This race is going to be over, TGE.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, this is just a matter of Genos finding that recorder super, super early, which means he didn't have to go delving for it in 7 like Ampharos did. And because of that, he didn't have to go back and search for the book.
That's right.
And here we are going to be making our way to the rooms where Zelda is located. He's got a couple more Wizrobes we got to kill first. Always fun killing Wizrobes. It's just so satisfying.
Well, at least it's just orange Wizards and not the blue ones that follow you for half a mile.
Hey, if they want to follow me for half a mile, that's perfectly fine. I just, kind of want to get my eggs hatched for Pokemon Go.
But he is in Zelda's room. There she is, has rescued her, and that is your race, everybody. Genos is your winner. He's going to be moving on to the winner's bracket finals to face off against either Jam Evil or Crystal Saver. Time of about 85 minutes. 85 minutes, 2 seconds.
I do want to point out real quick, though, that Ampharos found a much, much faster path to the Silver Arrows. Look at that. He's been in 9 for, 2 minutes?
Unbelievable. And I tell you what, if he wasn't so far behind, this really could have been the great equalizer. Look at how much time it took him. And, of course, still has to find Ganon and Zelda. Or Ganon and Link in this case, because, again, Double A is the Zelda sprite, so Zelda's going to be rescuing Link this time around.
Yeah, absolutely huge to find them that early, where Genos had to clear about, 70% of the map to get them?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think the two factors here that led to Genos winning this race were both on Double A's side. Remember how much time it took Double A on level 5 and was exploring that dungeon with just the candle and bombs and only finding the heart container? And then level 7. To me, those were the two factors. And there's Ganon already!
And the thing that Ampharos has, he's got a potion here, so he doesn't have to worry nearly as much about the Hyrule drivers that Genos had to worry about.
Yep, still needs 8 hits. They both had the white sword. Didn't get that 12th heart container. Good stun lock here. Not quite the full stun lock, just needs a couple more hits.
And there we go. That is all of the hits we need. Ganon is down. That is a very, very quick Silver and Ganon find, there. It looks like it's been just about 7 minutes since he got the final Triforce. I don't know, a little bit more than that, about 10 minutes since he got that final Triforce. And we know a lot of that time was spent delving in, finding the recorder, and finding the book in level 1. So this has been a very, very quick level 9 for Ampharos.
The only thing, though, is Ampharos does not know the location of Link, unlike Genos. So we'll see if... So on his side of the board, Link, in this case, won the hide-and-seek. So let me get this straight. Ganon beat Zelda. Link beat Ganon. Makes sense to me.
Here's the hint he needed to kidnap the Waits in the northeast of Skull, so he now knows where he has to go. That was the best hint he could have possibly found.
Yep, in his situation, absolutely. So as long as he makes the right path, again, the magical staircase isn't required. He just has to make the right beeline to where he needs to go, and he's going to finish this race right behind Genos. And I do believe we have Genos right here in the commentator's booth. Genos, congratulations. This ended up being a closer race than it looked like, because right now we're watching a Double A complete level 9. He's almost done. His level 9 was really, really fast, and this could have been the great equalizer if you didn't have such a big lead on him. So give us your thoughts on level 9.
Level 9 was kind of nice. The red ring at the beginning was pleasant. Other than that, it sucked. Not too many bomb walls, but wasn't too hard to find Ganon after I found the silver arrows. Clutch Ganon by me. I hate that spawn, and you have to readjust by a tile, and it's really hard when you're used to the other one. So if I had died, it probably would have cost me the race, or would be within seconds. So, but yeah, I really didn't figure I had a lead, to be honest with you, after the way that went. That was horrible. I played really bad, and not getting the ladder was bad as well. So,
and it's looking like that Double A is going to finish about 4 minutes behind you. He has found Zelda, or in this case, Link. He is the Zelda sprite, so Link has been rescued. His race is over, a time just under 89 minutes. Your time, of course, was 85 minutes and 2 seconds. So that was a really close race between you two.
Yeah, I found everything in the wrong order, unfortunately, and that's just the way it goes sometimes. I found about every ladder block that you could find. About the only nice thing that happened is I got the recorder out of 7, so I could go to 1 and find the book. Yay.
And we do have an official time on Double A. It is 88 minutes and 59 seconds, so the difference between you two was 3 minutes and 57 seconds. Really, really good level 9 for Double A. Unfortunately, just wasn't enough for him. We do have Double A in the broadcaster's booth with us. Double A, that was a really, really good level 9 for you. That was considerably faster than Genos. Unfortunately, you ran into a couple of roadblocks, particularly the levels 5 and 7. Go over level 7 with us, because the recorder was there, which you needed for level 1, which unfortunately didn't have the item you were looking for.
Well, I knew my early game was completely horrible. After that train wreck in level 5, took me forever to find a sword, couldn't make progress in so many dungeons. Ladder was somewhere easy that I found really late. So I was
You and me both, man.
What was that?
I was saying, you and me both, man. I didn't get the ladder till I don't even remember when. It was 40, 50 minutes in.
Yeah, but my logic was, since I'd hit every worst-case scenario and Ategenos hadn't finished, it was incredibly likely that the recorder, which I knew had to be in 7, was blocking the silver arrows in 1, which I knew the second item in 1 was Dig Dogger blocked. So I thought Ategenos gambled on 9 because it's the textbook play, and it was a busted gamble. That was why I figured he hadn't finished. As it turned out, he must have just gone the wrong way in 9.
Yeah, he did go the wrong way in 9 because, again, the red ring was, the very first staircase that you could ever find, and you were able to find a extremely quick path to get to the silver arrows, and again, this was a very fast level 9 for you, Double A. But what had happened was a discovery in level 7, fast, really, really fast for Genos, was able to get the recorder in level 7. Obviously couldn't complete level 7 yet, but was able to get the recorder and got the recorder really, really fast. So when he got to level 1, he already knew that the book was the Dig Dogger item.
Yeah, it really wasn't smart. If I should just played the odds straight instead of trying to metagame off the fact that Ategenos hadn't finished, but that's my fault.
Well, sometimes it happens. Sometimes you got to take the risks, and sometimes you got to play it safe. And unfortunately, in this case, you should have taken the gamble, because had you taken the gamble, you'd have beaten him.
Oh, well, that's how it goes. The nature of the randomizer is you're always trying to guess this, play this odd, have to kind of gauge how you're doing versus everyone else. And I knew the first half of the game was beyond awful for me.
I tell you what, though, I can't fault you for delving into level 5, and I got to commend you. You did a really, really good job with what you had on level 5. It's just a shame that the reward wasn't bigger than the heart container.
When I saw that heart container, I knew I was way behind.
If it makes you feel better, I full cleared level 5. I full cleared level 6 to get the item. Other than getting the one early in 7, I pretty much full cleared 8 for both items. Yeah, it was pretty awesome. I pretty much full cleared level 4 finding the item in there.
Yeah. I almost full cleared 5 swordless to get that item.
Nice. Very nice.
And then, yeah, I full cleared 7 looking for recorder. Full cleared 1, almost full cleared 4. I almost full cleared 8 too. The only reason I didn't full clear 6 is because I didn't have the ladder. But I did run into the ladder block for Triforce, so I had to make 2 dives into 6.
Yep. I took the stairs again and cleared the whole east side just to find out that it was the room just northwest of the Triforce, so.
Yeah, so it sounds like we both had our own versions of train wrecks, and I should have just assumed that maybe you were having as much trouble as I was instead of thinking things went better for you.
Yeah, and I think I had maybe 6, 7 rooms left in 9 that I didn't look at. And the only reason why I didn't is I knew Ganon wasn't there, so yeah.
Oh yeah, I went exactly the right way in 9. I think I had like a minimum 9.
Yeah, you most certainly did. And the thing was, the other thing that helped you at a really, really good level 9 was, and you didn't find this hint, Genos, because obviously you knew the location of Zelda's. You knew you got the hint from the old man where the location of Link was. Once you found that sealed your incredible level 9 there, AA.
Yeah, when I got that hint, I was actually suspicious because of how long Ategenos had taken to finish versus, what I knew could have happened in that seed. I was like, is it a magic staircase? I've already lost anyway. I might as well check the easy stuff first.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. So now that you mentioned that, so would have you still taken that staircase if you were still in the race?
Oh, that staircase I took at the start? Well, yeah, at that point I knew for an absolute fact silvers were in 9, so taking all the staircases is the fastest search algorithm.
Yeah, that's what Genos didn't do. When he saw a staircase, he avoided it. And that's what allowed you to have a much quicker level 9 than Genos. I think Genos was probably, I'll have to check the VOD sometime, he's probably about 10 minutes ahead of you going into level 9, and you cut the gap to less than 4 minutes.
Oh, well, I will say congratulations, Ategenos, and best of luck in winners finals.
Yeah. If I play like that, I might as well just forfeit now.
So, yep, again, congratulations, Genos. You are going on to the winners bracket final, so you are now 1 victory away from moving on into the championship game of this tournament. So your next opponent is either going to be the number 1 seed Crystal Saver or the number 4 seed Jam Evil. So give us a bit of insight of what you might be looking forward to in the next race.
I have to play better, or I will lose to either of them because they're both really good. So Saber can 3-heart wood sword Ganon in the NSU room or the Chevy room or something like that. He's ridiculous. And he's already in 9 when you start the game, so there's really nothing you can do about it.
Oh, yeah.
The only way Saber does one of two. Obviously, everybody does one of two things. Saber gambles or Saber doesn't. The only way that I've ever seen to be able to beat Saber is when he gambles on silvers in 9, and they're not, and they're somewhere else. So you got to kind of hope for that to happen. But then there's sometimes I'm watching him, and he's like, "Oh, I'm going to go full clear level 8 when the Triforce is at the very beginning," and he finds silver arrows. So a little bit of luck, a lot of skill. Both of them have got a ton of skill. So it'll be a good match. I don't anticipate winning, but it's been a lot of fun so far. So.
All right, again, congratulations. You're moving on to the winners bracket finals, 1 game away from the championship game. AA, obviously, you're not out of this tournament yet, so you'll be in the bonus bracket, so you still have a chance of winning the championship yourself. So it should be a very interesting rest of the tournament for the both of you guys.
Yeah, I know I have a long wait ahead of me before the bottom bracket catches up to where I'm at.
Yeah, you either get Coper, Cananophone, Kimball, Fred, Adirondack, Rick, or Breasticle.
Of course, Unos is still there too.
Yeah, he's in the top
side of the bracket, though.
Oh, you were looking at the sides of the bracket. Gotcha.
It'd be funny if I got Fred. It'd be a rematch.
There you go.
Yeah, we have not seen any rematches yet in this tournament, so I would definitely look forward to that if we do have the highly anticipated rematch. So again, great race, both of you. Both of you played extremely well, and we never did find out what Magical Sword was because both of you tried 11 hearts, and 11 hearts, of course, wasn't enough.
Yeah, checking Magic Sword's another decision I regret.
I did it too.
Yeah, both of you tried. Yeah, that's true.
And speaking of some of those other randomizer matches, I do want to remind everybody that we still have 2 matches on the schedule. Not tonight, of course. We've got 1 coming at you tomorrow and 1 coming at you on Thursday. The race coming at you tomorrow is scheduled for tentatively 10:30, and it will be right here on twitch.tv/JamEvilor. And that is going to be the aforementioned Fred Coughlin taking on Adirondack Rick. And then on the 21st, the aforementioned Unos is going to be taking on RC Drone. So those are the 2 matches that we have scheduled for you. We don't have a restream location yet for the Thursday match, but keep your optical circuits tuned to the schedule, and you'll be able to find that out.
All right, very good. By the way, I have no other questions for either of our racers. TG, do you have any questions for either of our racers?
I do not.
All right, Genos and AA, thank you very much both for your time. Again, really, really good race between the two of you, and continued good luck the rest of your way on the tournament.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for restreaming. It's been fun as always.
Yeah, thanks, guys, and I'll do my best in the rest of the race, or the rest of the races.